own magic. Very dark. Very powerful. This time, I cannot hope to destroy it alone.
Cinematically, Harry Potter is other than Truffaut's character. Who's
Antoine Doinel. Yes.
Yeah.
Good man. 10 points. First
10
one
points.
today.
You know, he's other than Antoine.
Yeah.
There's no character
one.
that we've seen grow up over time cinematically.
Yeah.
Is that cool to be a part of
To
that?
be in that club
Yeah.
to be in anything associated with Truffaut is very, very cool. I actually first came across 400 Blows because that was the first one I saw because Alfonso Cuarón asked me to watch it as a reference point for Harry in the third movie. And yeah, so that's some seriously good company to be in.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's cool, you know, because you kind of have your childhood on film. You know, you kind of watch it, and we feel like we've grown up with you. Is that a cool feeling that we all feel like we know you?
You know what? It's interesting. It's a funny one. I mean, I myself don't feel like I've grown up on camera. I feel like my growing up has all been done. You know, when you have those moments that you sense something shifts within you or you know, in your life and in the way you view the world, those moments that you grow up in, those are all off camera. Those are all my own, and in a way I don't want to share them because they're moments you have to own, you know. And but I'm you know, in a way I'm glad there is what is interesting, and I think particularly for watchers of film have found it interesting in terms of as a kind of a bit of a sideshow to the actual Harry Potter series itself, is watching us all kind of learn how to act over the years, you know, and sort of get to grips with it and kind of get our heads around it, as we are still doing. That's a long journey. It's a journey that should never be over. You should never consider yourself a complete actor. No one ever is.
Times like these, dark times, it can bring people together.
Take my hand.
They can tear them apart.
By the time you guys were filming this movie, the last book had already come out. And so whenever it was the first time that you kind of knew what was going to happen,
sure.
Does that change kind of the mood around the set? I mean, now that the final path was already known?
I think it changed it for some people. I think for me personally, I always thought that Hermione and Ron were going to be together, and sort of as far as my character went, kind of everything that I thought was going to happen happened. So I was kind of already anticipating that. So nothing changed too much for me in the way that I was doing things. But I know that for other people, you know, it kind of changed their mindset.
These girls, they're going to kill me, Harry.
This year, Voldemort has chosen Draco Malfoy for a mission.
When you have so many interpretations of who Ron should be, when you have the book and the script and then the fan expectations, is it difficult or is it important to you to try to make sure that you add your own insight as to who Ron should be?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, over the years, we kind of merged into one kind of person, really. I mean, I've always kind of felt quite a strong connection to Ron anyway when I was reading the books, because we're quite similar in kind of certain ways. And I mean, I always kind of felt like in the early days, kind of a little bit of pressure, really, because the Harry Potter fans are quite kind of intense, and they really know these characters kind of inside out, and they know what they want, and it's quite hard to kind of please everyone. And I mean, over the years we kind of got more comfortable with it and just kind of eased into it more.
Evil will pass through from their worlds into our own.
These are mad times we live in, mad!
And the darkest hour, this is beyond anything I imagined, is upon us all.
Now, you did Equus between 6 and 7.
I did it between 5 and 6 in London and between 6 and 7 in New York, yes.
Okay, cool. So having done it, do you approach the movies differently now that you have that experience on stage?
It's not, there is no conscious choices I make, like, oh, I did this in Equus, I want to do this here, because they're totally, but just, I think you can't help but take in information, and every role you do should, by all rights, teach you something new. Otherwise, you should never have done the role in the first place, if you know what I mean. You should do something because you know it's going to challenge you, and because there's no point doing something if you know it's going to be easy. And so, you know, doing Equus on New York, in New York, was a big step for me, and I actually feel I came on a lot. I came on more as an actor in those 6 months than you know, I have in any comparative amount of time. I feel, you know, the difference it will make to Harry Potter 7. It's weird because now I see the 6th film and I'm not. I look at my own performance and I'm really critical and I'm not happy, and actually I'm being kind of unfair because I'm comparing myself of essentially 2 years ago to what I can do now, which is a huge difference.
In my life, I've seen things that are truly horrific. Now I know you will see worse.
Do you ever go back and watch any of the older movies? Is there anything that when you watch it you kind of wish you'd known then what you know now?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, I've never been on a film set before. I never even knew how films were made. I'd never done anything like this before, so it was all quite new. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Really, it was just such an amazing kind of experience, and I always look back with those films with kind of good memories because it was just such a crazy and exciting time in my life.
You're the chosen one, Harry.
You have to realise who you are.
Without you, we leave the fate of our world to chance. You have no choice. Harry, no! You must not fail.
Now everyone loves this image of you and Daniel and Rupert, you know, being the best of friends, and I can just tell that you guys are just like brothers and sisters. But how important is it to have that life outside of Harry Potter, to be able to take those breaks between films and kind of just do your own thing?
Oh my God, so important. Like, I think it keeps the three of us sane. You know, I think for me to be able to go back to school and hang out with all my old friends and everything is really important and just keeps me grounded and like happy. Mm-hmm. It's been really important.
It's over. From Warner Brothers Pictures.
Has to do this. Fight back, you coward! Fight back!
Do you think about the end often? I mean, now you guys are filming Deathly Hallows right now. Is it something that is there in the back of your mind, or are you so busy that you don't have time to think about it?
You know what, I don't even want to think about it yet. I just want to concentrate on making the 7th the best. Mm-hmm. And I really think we can. I mean, I'm very cynical and pessimistic, generally speaking. When we're midway through a film, I tend to go, oh, I'm not sure how this one's going. You know, I get very, you know, I become a neurotic actor. Not a person I like being, but you know, it does happen. And I actually have to say, I hope I'm not bigging it up too soon, but I'm seriously excited about the 7th film.
We all are, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I actually can't wait to see it, which is very strange because I hate watching myself. And I'm not looking forward to watching myself in it, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the film.